لله الذي لم يخلق الإنسان عبثا ولم يتركه سدى بل خلقه ليذكره وكلفه ليشكره أناط سعادته وكماله بطاعته وربط شقاءه وخسرانه بمعصيته القائل أفحسبتم أنما خلقناكم عبثا وأنكم إلينا لا ترجعون وأفضل الصلاة وأتم التسليم على أفضل وأشرف وخير وأزكى خلق الله خير من جاء لهداية البشر وعلى آله وأصحابه الطيبين الطاهرين وعلى أزواجه أمهات المؤمنين ومن تبعهم بإحسان إلى يوم الدين. أما بعد, my brothers and sisters indeed, Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala is saying to us in the verse of the Quran that يَا أَيُّهَا الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا إِن تَتَّقُوا اللَّهَ يَجْعَلْ لَكُمْ فُرْقَانًا. Allah the Exalted said in this noble verse of the Quran that يَا أَيُّهَا الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا, O you who believe, it is O you who believe in Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala and His messengers. إِن تَتَّقُوا اللَّهَ, if you are conscious of Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala, يَجْعَلْ لَكُمْ فُرْقَانًا, He gives you criteria. That is, He gives you the ability to distinguish between right and wrong. Insha'Allah, in today's khutbah, we will be focusing on one of the shortest surahs of the glorious Quran, and which is all-encompassing. It is a surah that in any situation you find yourself, you read it and you digest it, then you will be able to, find your way out. It is one of the most common surah we usually listen to, but it is also one of the most encompassing surah. And this surah is Surah Al-Asr. This surah, Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala is saying in it that وَالْعَصْرِ إِنَّ الْإِنسَانَ لَفِي خُسْرٍ إِلَّا الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا وَعَمِلُوا الصَّالِحَاتِ وَتَوَاصَوْا بِالْحَقِّ وَتَوَاصَوْا بِالصَّبْرِ. This surah, if we are to read it and understand it, we can be able to know what leads us to the state we are in now, and it will also guide us as to how to get out of the situation. In the surah, Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala is saying, Wal Asr, I swear by the time. It is to show us how important Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala considered what He wants to talk about. He started by swearing. Whether Allah swear, He doesn't swear, His talk or His comment or His word has very, very serious weight, and He never talks for play, because He doesn't do His things just for nothing's sake. Just as He said to us in the verse of the Quran that مَا خَلَقْتُكُمْ, even in terms of the creation, He said مَا خَلَقْتُكُمْ عَبَثًا, I did not create you for play's sake, that is for nothing's sake. وَمَا تَرَكْتُكُمْ سُدًى, and I did not leave you unguided. So He says, I swear by the time. Then He said, إِنَّ الْإِنسَانَ, certainly, it is verily, it is He emphasized before commenting on what He wants to say, that certainly man is in loss. Man, إِنَّ الْإِنسَانَ, certainly man, that is human being, mankind, is in loss. That is, they are not going to have profit in their merchandise. And when we say merchandise, we're referring to, that is, they are not going to have, good end regarding to their life. That is, they will be in loss. They will be in state that they don't like. Then, as if someone asked Allah, then are there people who will not be in that state? Are there people who will not be in loss? Because he says, Innal insana, certainly mankind is in loss. Then he now went further to say, Illa alladhina amanu, except, that is those who will not be in that state. That is those who are, who will not be in loss. That is those who are not going to live the kind of life that they don't want. The kind of life, or that those who are going to, those who will live a life that is not unsuccessful, are those who believe in Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala. That means there's an exception. That is, there are those who will be freed from that state. إِلَّا الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا, except those who believe, وَعَمِلُوا الصَّالِحَاتِ, and do righteous deeds. So fundamentally, for one to have real success, for one to have real good life, then one of the fundamental things is having faith in Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala. Because this life, how things go, Allah divides in these ways. There are certain aspects He decides, and He does not allow anyone to interfere. And there are certain aspects of our lives that He allows us to interfere. And that is why, it's after making all your effort, then how things end still depends on Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala. And that is why when you have 10 people doing same thing, the result will not necessarily be the same, because there is also an external influence which you can control. Take for instance, yes, you may say you want to go somewhere, you want to do something. Yes, you might arrange everything that is humanly possible. But Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala still reminded you that وَلَا تَقُولَنَّ لِشَيْءٍ إِنِّي فَاعِلٌ ذَلِكَ غَدًا إِلَّا أَنْ يَشَاءَ اللَّهُ. Allah said, وَلَا تَقُولَنَّ لِشَيْءٍ, do not say to anything, إِنِّي فَاعِلٌ ذَلِكَ غَدًا, I'm going to do this tomorrow. Then Allah said, إِلَّا أَنْ يَشَاءَ اللَّهُ. But remember, to say what? Except by the what? By the leave, except by the permission of Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala. Yes, you may pick your car and someone can jam you on the road. For instance, you may be with your car on the road, you might have taken all the necessary precautions you're supposed to take, but someone can still carelessly hit you. So you can have accident because of someone else's carelessness, not your own carelessness. So in essence, in the area, in the areas you have influence, yes, you can make your control, but still someone is also having a role to play inside. So in essence, so Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala is telling us that those who will not be in loss are those who believe in Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala. So you need iman, faith in Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala. Then, secondly, they say, وَعَمِلُوا صَالِحَاتٍ, and do righteous deeds. And what is righteous deed? أَعْمَالُ الصَّالِحَاتِ, righteous deeds. Yes, you as a human being, humanly you can also think of some things that are righteous. But the one who have ultimate power or right in deciding right wrong is Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala. It's a normal thing even in our daily life. Everybody have his limit. For instance, maybe if there is an issue, maybe the court, you have that, putting it in a bit simpler way. Yes, you have the lower court, you have the middle court, and you have what? The highest court. Yes, the lower court can take a decision. The judge there can take a decision. The one at the middle level can still alter his own decision. So he can still sustain it or what? Change it. Yeah, someone can be declared innocent at the lower level, and at the middle level he may be declared what? Guilty. So if the middle level declared him guilty, then the judgment of the lower level becomes what? Null and void. So if the matter is still taken to a higher level, then the decision of the higher level overrides the decision of what? Middle level. So everyone's issue ends with who? With Allah. He is the supreme. The supreme lawmaker. He is the supreme judge. Just as we usually remind ourselves, if any case handled in this world, it is still going to be open in the hereafter. Those involved in the case will still be judged for the case, and the person who judged the case will be judged based on how he judged the case as well. So the judge will also be judged, because everybody will be judged for his deed, will account for his deed. So Allah said, except those who believe and do righteous deed, وَتَوَاصَوْا بِالْحَقِّ, and enjoin on one another. So in essence, so as we're saying, so righteous deed refers to deeds that are in conformity with the teachings of Allah and His messengers. That's righteous deed. Righteous deeds, yes, you are free to do anything you want to do, so long as that thing does not contradict the law of Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala. The messengers are only passing the message. So the main lawgiver is who? Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala. So righteous deeds, or to you as a Muslim, are deeds that are in conformity with the Quran and the Sunnah. And that's what Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala told us, لَقَدْ كَانَ لَكُمْ فِي رَسُولِ اللَّهِ أُسْوَةٌ حَسَنَةٌ. Then he went further to say, وَتَوَاصَوْا بِالْحَقِّ, and they enjoin on one another truth. Now also, بعضهم بعضا, it is the enjoin, they counsel, they advise one another to what? To hold on to truth. Because what will save any society is truth. That's why the Muslim said to us in a hadith that عليكم بالصدق فإن الصدق يهدي إلى البر وإن البر يهدي إلى الجنة. He said, I enjoin upon you truthfulness. He said, truthfulness leads to what? Righteousness. And righteousness leads to what? Jannah. It's just like in this world. Truthfulness leads to what? Goodness. And goodness leads to what? To success. Then he also went further to warn us. He said, إِيَّاكُمْ وَالْكَذِبِ, I warn you against what? Falsehood. Why? He said, إِنَّ الْكَذِبَ, certainly falsehood, يَهْدِي إِلَى الْفُجُورِ. يَهْدِي إِلَى إيش? إِلَى الْفُجُورِ. It leads to what? Mischief. إِنَّ الْفُجُورَ يَهْدِي إِلَى النَّارِ. And mischief leads to what? To hell. As he said, truthfulness leads to what? Righteousness. That is righteousness in this life. That is, truthfulness gives you a result in this life. And the results in this life leads you to a result in the hereafter. That is what? Jannah. Then he said, I warn you against what? Falsehood. He said, because falsehood leads to what? Mischief. You can't commit any mischief in the hereafter because you don't even have the power. That time Allah withdraws the power. So that mischief he's talking about, mischief where? In this life. And that is what we are facing now. Yes. The world is unbearable to all of us. Why? Because we are not what? sincere in our dealings. We are not being truthful in our dealings. At whatever level, may Allah guide us. Then he says, وَإِنَّ الْفُجُورَ يَهْدِي إِلَى النَّارِ. That is the result in the hereafter. And he says, mischief in this life leads to what? Leads to hell. So when you look at the deen, as we keep on reminding ourselves, the essence of the messengers coming, the essence of the deen is to give us a better world. And the result of the better world make us to have what is better than this world. Where? In the hereafter. Just as Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala said, "Man amila salihan min dhakarin aw untha wa huwa mu'min, falanuhyiyannahu hayatan tayyibah ay fi dunya wa lanajziyannahum ajrahum bi ahsani ma kanu ya'malun ay fi al-akhirah." So he says, they enjoin on one another truthfulness, and they enjoin on one another what? Patience. We need patience to succeed. الصبر على طاعة والصبر عن معصية والصبر على أقدار الله المؤلمة. So we need to be patient pertaining to what Allah commands, that is righteousness. You need patience, you need perseverance to be able to do the right thing, because in most cases good things are things that you will not usually like to do. Take for instance, if someone hurts you, what your mind pushes you more to do is what? To retaliate. When you want to talk about people, what your mind will push you to talk more about them is what? Backbiting them. So righteousness requires patience to be what? To be able to maintain it. They say nothing good, whether good behavior, whether good act, nothing good comes what? Easy. That means you need patience to what? To do it. You need patience to accept the truth. They say truth is what? Bitter. Then you need patience to avoid evil things, because in most cases we are inclined towards evil. We are inclined towards what? Evil. Today most of us, except those saved by Allah, even those who think they are good people, your goodness, you use it wrongly. And I usually tell us, today each and every one of us feel they are good and others are what? Bad. But when you want to talk to those whom you think are bad, your manner of talking to them is an evil manner, not good manner. You may not mean evil. You on your own may not mean evil. But when you talk to people in a manner that does not make them better, you are not helping matters. That's why today you see someone who thinks he's good, who thinks he's honest. When he is talking to others, he talks to them as if they are trash. Today some of us feel we are righteous. So when you want to correct the president, you will talk how rubbish he is, how useless he is, how what? I mean, that's how you will address him. You can address him that way to get the result. Because if you can address him that way to get result, Allah would have told Prophet Musa and Prophet Harun alayhim as-salam to speak to Fir'aun, who is more rotten than your president, in that manner. But you see, you won't understand. Maybe some of the people who will want to guide you, who will want to advise you, you will think, oh, maybe they are with them. And maybe you say you are a Muslim. Yes, I usually tell people there is difference between condemnation and what? Correction. When you condemn someone, he becomes worse. When you correct somebody, he becomes better. One person treated righteous people in two different ways. He met one, he killed 99, and he asked the person whether there is hope for him to be a good person. He told him no hope, he added him. Yeah. So what's the point stopping evil? If my stopping doesn't impact in my life positively, then it's better I continue with my atrocities. At least I will have, worldly pleasure. Yes, he added him. But Allah is a merciful, creator. You see, he met another person after moving from level 99 to level what? 100. This one gave him hope. He spared that person. Yeah. Today, younger ones, when they talk to elders, no respect, because they feel they are what? Venting their anger, correcting their evil. I want us to understand something. No human being on the surface of the earth is 100% righteous. It doesn't exist. And that's why you correcting have your own mistake. The person you are correcting have his own. He may be corrupt and you are disobedient. You don't have manners. You are not corrupt materially, but you are behaviorally corrupt. That is manner-wise. You are what? Bankrupt. Yes, he, financial-wise, is what? He is corrupt. You disrespect elders, and he does his own. So my brothers and sisters indeed, we all need to key into this surah of the Quran if we want to change our state. We can't change the world different from Allah's guidance. It's not possible. It's not possible. It's not possible. He owns the world, and he has the right to what? To producing the manual. Someone else can produce the manual, because based on normal understanding, someone who doesn't produce something cannot produce or provide operational manual for that thing. He owns the world. He created it, because there is nobody up till now who have claimed ownership of what? The world. He is the only one who claimed the ownership. So until you get someone who have right of ownership, then he have right of providing the operational manual, because he will understand it better than anybody. أقول ما تسمعون وأستغفر الله العظيم الجليل لي ولكم ولسائر المسلمين من كل ذنب وخطيئة فاستغفروه إنه غفور رحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه ومن والاه. أما بعد عباد الله أوصيكم ونفسي بتقوى الله عز وجل. So my brothers and sisters indeed, we all have responsibility of changing our world. No single person can achieve that. We can only achieve it collectively. Everybody have a role. If we submit ourselves to Allah's guidance, we will make a lot of impact. Because when you submit yourself to Allah, then He gives you His own support. Apart from your effort, He will crown your own effort with His blessings. That's why Allah Ta'ala says in the verse of the Quran, وَلَوْ أَنَّ أَهْلَ الْقُرَى آمَنُوا وَاتَّقَوْا لَفَتَحْنَا عَلَيْهِمْ بَرَكَاتٍ مِنَ السَّمَاءِ. فَتَحْنَا عَلَيْهِمْ بَرَكَاتٍ مِنَ السَّمَاءِ. Allah says that the people of the city will believe. And when we talk about believe, it's not just to merely say, okay, I believe in Allah and the Messenger, sincere one. And they are conscious, we will open for them. If they will believe, we will have opened for them doors of blessings from the heaven and the earth. So we need to move ourselves out of the predicament we are in. To move ourselves out of, challenging state we find ourselves, confused state we find ourselves, we need to submit to Allah Ta'ala. You can't get anywhere if you refuse to submit yourself to Allah, if you refuse to follow His teachings. If you forget Him, what happens? If you forget Him, what happens? He makes you forget yourself. I want us to get this. He said, وَلَا تَكُونُوا. That's why He warned us. He said, وَلَا تَكُونُوا كَالَّذِينَ نَسُوا اللَّهَ فَأَنْسَاهُمْ. أَنْسَاهُمْ مَنْ؟ أَنْسَاهُمُ اللَّهِ. No. He said, فَأَنْسَاهُمْ أَنفُسَهُمْ. Do not be like those who forgot Allah. They neglected Allah. Then He made them to forget themselves, or He made them to neglect themselves. You can't claim to be smarter than Allah and you get anywhere. You can't get anywhere. And that's what is leading us to this state. So the state we are in has nothing to do with any particular individual. It's a collective fault. If we don't change, like I do say, if we do not change, things won't change. Some people can remain where they are, but we need to change our thinking. We need to change our thinking. We should be conscious of Allah Ta'ala in our dealings. It will help us reduce our atrocities to barest minimum, to a level whereby the damage won't be much. Or else we won't get anywhere. Like I say, see today, listen to so many people talk. You discover that yes, there's still no hope, because we are still not actually facing the issues. Today, what we focus more on is attacking ourselves, not attacking issues. And what will move us forward is handling issues, or attacking issues, attacking problems, not attacking people. No tribe is better than another tribe. But what we do today, each tribe is attacking another tribe. That's what we do. We will finish attacking ourselves and we will still go back to what? Square one. You finish attacking yourself and you don't get anything. Because it is not those tribes that are the problem. Those tribes are not the problem. Individuals are not the problem. But it's the character, it's the behavior. Like I keep reminding us, your behavior is more important than your certificate. If you did not have primary school certificate and you are mannerly sound, you are better than a professor. You are better than a professor. Our parents who doesn't have certificates, who cannot read and write, produced professors. But today professors are buying certificates for their children, not producing professors. They are buying the certificate. They are not producing children who have the knowledge the certificate is showing. While the parents of the past produce people who have the knowledge, so their certificates is an indication of who they are. But today, globally, is global. So don't think, sometimes once we stay in Nigeria here, we condemn our own country. As they buy certificates here, they buy in US. Yes, you think your own leaders are corrupt, US leaders are also corrupt. Everybody do his own corruption in a different way. That's how it is. So don't think your own people are worse than other people. It's a global problem. All people are selfish. Except that Allah say, illa al-musallin. USA, they say they don't have permanent friend. They have what? Permanent what? Interest. So you are their friend if you will what? Satisfy their interest. You cannot be their friend if you don't what? So that means your own connection with them is what they can get from you. It's not about what they can offer you. And that's how everybody thinks. And that's why the world is not moving. Because for you to have a good world, until you have people who will meet others, and the first question they will ask themselves is what to offer them, not what to get from them. And I usually give our families as examples. Yes, children are better, because that is in terms of how the family is, because they have parents who will make sure they eat before they can eat, who will struggle to satisfy them before satisfying themselves. May Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala guide us on right. May Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala, make us people, who will always be conscious of Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala. May Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala make us people who will think of bringing good things to their various communities. We pray to have people who know that they did not come to live in the world. They only come to the world to do their own part and go. Nobody can own it. You have nothing to do. Being in the world is just an opportunity given to you by Allah to build your hereafter. Nobody has ever owned it, and nobody will ever own it. Yes, Allah made some people to come in, and those ones left, and now you inherited them. Then the final inheritor of the world, whether Nigeria, whether America, whether Masr, whether Syria, whether any place, Allah said, Tabaraka wa Ta'ala, He gave you the answer in the Quran. He said to us, Inna nahnu narithul arda wa man alayha wa ilayna yurja'un. He said, we will inherit the earth and those on it, and to us is their return. So don't waste your time on what has never belonged to you, but rather it is an opportunity given to you to now build where you will stay. And may Allah make us build a good hereafter by building or contributing, betterly, kind, goodly, or properly, inshallah, in our life in this world. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. اللهم اغفر لنا ذنوبنا واسرنا في الامر وثبت اقدامنا وانصرنا على القوم الكافرين. اللهم اصلح ائمتنا ولاة امورنا واجعلهم في من خافك واتقاك يا رب العالمين. عباد الله قوموا الى صلاتكم.